Good morning again, guys. Having to think about yesterday's work, and I think realistically we went straight into adding three-digit numbers, and I'm a bit weary that what we didn't do is what if the children couldn't do it. So I want to have a look through that now, and if we have a go at working all the way through, and then move on from where your child is. So what I've got is smaller numbers first. I know I'll put this on as an after note, really. So I've got my number set out there. We've got a three-digit number. It's 365, and we're going to add 7. So I'm going to get 7 on my board. 7. So that's what that looks like. 365 add 7. Well, instantly I can see that I've got 5 missing. So I want the children to see this. I've got 5 missing here, and I know I've got a 5 here. So that's going to make my tray full. So I've got a full set of 10. And at that point, if they're not already saying exchange, then you need to come up with a way of reminding. So exchange, it's full, I need to exchange that. So we remove all the ones, and what happens is that is exchange. So it's a direct swap. Put them in the bank and we get 1 out of the bank. And there it goes. Then these 2 come down, and there's my answer. And if the children don't get that straight away and can't start saying that, practice those over and over and over until they get that really fluent way of doing it. Okay? Once they can do that quickly, move on to it with just the 10s. So we're going to do it at 60 now. So I'll put my 7 back on. My 5 back on. Remove these. And now we're going to add 60. So I just want in that box there. My 60. And then the key part about this is, obviously, what doesn't happen is, nothing happens here. Because I've not got anything to add to the ones, and because the ones can't be exchanged into because the 10s are bigger than the ones, then that stays the same. So a real important link here is that when I'm adding a 10s number to 365, it's always got to end in a 5. And not all children will see that instantly. So this is why we're doing the sum with resources, so they can see practically that's not being touched because nothing's being added to it. So then, obviously I'm moving them down. And I know I'm going to fill it with 3. As soon as I hit that exchange, and I swap my 10, not the pound coin as well, that'd be silly. Swap the 10 for 1, and then my answer, sorry, taking money all over the place now. So there they are. These 3 come down now because they were on top of the exchange. So then my answer is 435. Then once they've got that, again, do it until it's fluent and there's no stopping and they can start almost doing it in their head. Then we move on to doing the hundreds. So I'm just going to reset my board. I need 365. Sorry about the shaky nature. I need to get myself a GoPro, I think, don't I? Right, here we go. 365, and we're going to add to that 500. So I put my 500 above, and that's what it looks like. And I can see, the one thing I can see about that is, and I would stick to this for now, because really in year 3 we shouldn't be doing thousands numbers, it should only be hundreds. But if it goes into thousands, that's okay, because the exchange is just the same skill, and it's just that number bigger, and they do know about thousands because we have spoken about them. And that comes down, and the answer is 800, which I probably show us that, 865. So that's how we're going to work through there. Once they can do those individual steps, realistically, they should be ready for going on to three-digit numbers or three-digit numbers because it's just those 3 steps repeated. If you find that a bit daunting, then I consider going on to 76 and 87. So doing those steps on the board and then doing those steps in their head as well. So if we just get that set up, 87, 76. First thing I don't need is any pound coins just yet. I've got 76 there now. And I need 87. Those. So these are the ones that they can practice quite quickly. There's only 2 lots of coins there, and they've got a nice chance to start doing them independently and then just add the hundreds in when you think that they're confident. What I don't want them doing is doing something that needs your support heavy, because of what will happen in the long term then is when you remove that support, they'll revert back to trying to make shortcuts or doing things that they don't quite understand. So they're the two numbers, and it's those steps again. So it's, can they remember what they did first when we were learning this? Well, they did the ones. So the ones, add the ones, and I can see that all those ones are going to fit into there, which they may not be able to see when they say 76 add 87. So move the ones you can, and I've got 4 in this column and 4 here. So I'm going to move them down, which will then give me a full one. So I know that that answer is 13. It's 13 with all those. I get rid of 10 ones and replace it with 110. And there it is. And the 3 come down. Then I see I've got a gap of 2. Sorry about that blipping interruption, I got a phone call from school. So I can see I've got a gap of 2 and then I've got 8 up there. So if I move 2 straight down, I know that I'm ready to exchange. What the children might be able to do is, rather than remove all those, if they're understanding that that's exchange, they can just go, oh, okay, well I know it's going to be 163, because they know what's going to happen there, and then that will save them some time. And repeat those until they're happy and they can understand that quite quickly. And then obviously we're going to move into the 3 digits, which is just the same process, but with hundreds of numbers. And that's sort of where we were yesterday. So if they're ever struggling, they come straight back to this method. So that's the method that really I want to stick to consistently if they're struggling. That's how they learn. After learning the concept and understanding what to do, we move into the procedural fluency, it's called. So what we want to do is build their ability to do this quickly because they now understand. So the first thing, obviously, our question is 376 add 485 down here. So the first step is, once we've got that, partition. So I'm splitting the numbers up just like I would on a board. So it's just like I'm doing with the tray, but rather than it being in 6 separate trays, I've sort of put it in calculation form so they can see where their numbers split down into. Then, where do I start? I always start with the ones, because if I have to exchange, and I can see that I have exchanged there, because it's not a 1-digit number, it's a 2-digit number, and please talk about that exchanging at that point. There we go again, those numbers are in, and those numbers there that have been exchanged, we really need to focus on. Sorry, I'm just getting emails through at the time. So, if they can answer those questions on the board, come to this version. If they can do it like this, I'm really happy. The more shortcuts they can make is okay, but that shows me real understanding that they know what they're doing. We're not teaching the column method yet in year 3, it only has to be taught in year 4. And because we're not using it in subtraction either, it's all about the understanding. So there's no reason to make it any shorter than that. If they can start doing things mentally, all the better. Thank you for that. And good luck with anything. You can comment in the notes underneath the video. You can use WhatsApp to contact me. If there's anything they're not understanding or you're finding difficult, please let me know. Good luck with everything. Thank you.